with the work problem number 4. Number 4 is an important one. I think I have one similar to this on the exam. So Susie's mom pulled out the packages of some kind of fruit snack roll-ups and said, here, take 2/3 of this to your room for you and your friends and leave the rest for me and your father. So Susie checked and found that there are 15 of those roll-ups in the package. So we want to figure out how many did she take to her room. And they specify they want you to use picture to solve this. So let's write down what we know first, and then we're going to draw some picture to help solve this problem. So what do we know? Totally, we have 15 of them. This is number 4. And they specify we use a picture to solve. And we know that totally we have 15 roll-ups. And what else? You can take 2/3. Okay, so we can start drawing 15 items. I don't know how roll-up look like. So I'm gonna just do 3 times 5. Okay, so that look like 15. And then what? Okay, that's normally a good strategy because find out what is 1 out of the whole, so 1/3. Okay, so how do I figure out 1/3 from 15 items? Divide 15 items into 3 equal parts, so I can have 3 part here and then cross out 1 and put 1 in like this, right? Until I run out. Everybody okay with that? Okay, finish the process and then we're gonna get how many items in each circle. So after I divide, so you don't have to write in word, but I'm going to just write for you. Divide 15 roll-ups into 3 equal parts. So each part equal to 1/3. And it looked like each part equal to how many roll-ups? 5 roll-ups. Okay. Everybody okay with that? And then we can double check. We say 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3 should be 3 out of 3 equal to 1 set. And then 5 roll-up plus 5 roll-up plus 5 roll-up equal to 15 roll-ups, right? But how much can Susie take with her? 2/3. So for Susie, it's going to be 1/3 plus 1/3 equal to 2/3. And how many roll-ups? 5 plus 5 equal to 10. So this is for Susie. Can take 10 roll-ups here. So just for these two, right? And I'm going to write an answer statement that Susie can take 10 roll-ups to share with her friends. Is that okay? So I think you will have something similar to this on exam 2 for work problems. This is using a set model to represent. Alright, so next we are going to look at number 5. The new Burger Queen franchise was valued at $7.8 million, and Cheryl owned 3/5 of the franchise. What was the value of her holding? So again, we're going to need to write down what we know and then try to figure out how to solve this. So what do we know from number 5? The total value is 7/8 of 1 million, right? So less than 1 million. Alright, so number 5, we know the business worth 7/8 of a million. What else? Okay, Cheryl owned 3/5 of it. So what are we trying to find?
The value that Cheryl.
How much she's holding in terms of money. So this is going to be what kind of operations? Multiplication, because we are trying to find basically 3/5 of $7.8 million. And let's just do regular math for this one, because if we draw, it's going to be messy. So 3/5 of, you said, is what kind of operations? Multiplication, 7/8. So if you do regular math, how do you multiply fractions? No. How do we multiply fractions? You can cancel top with bottom, but not.
You could do the fraction construction.
Okay, what do you mean by fraction type? We could do an area model, but I kind of don't want to draw it. It's going to be many boxes, because it's going to be 40 boxes. So, but in regular math, how do you multiply fractions?
3 times 7 and 5 7.
Yes, like top times top, bottom times bottom. If anything on top can reduce with anything at the bottom, you can reduce it, but this one looks like you don't have anything. So after you multiply together, what do you get? 21 over 40 million. So that sounds weird, right? So how much exactly is that? This is 21 out of 40 of 1 million, right? So it's close to half of a million, but not exactly half, right? Because 20 out of 40 is half, right? So if I need to find the exact dollar amounts, we can do 2140 of $1 million, right? Again, this is off, so what kind of operation would that be? Multiply, So we're going to multiply again. So So it's going to be 21 over 40 multiplied to 1 million. How many zeros? 6. It's like 1, 10, 100,000, 10,000, 100,000 million. Okay, how do I multiply that now? Yes, you can do like 21 over 40 times 1 million over 1, so they look like fraction times fractions, right? So again, we're going to do top times top, bottom times bottom, like that, right? This one we can cancel if you want to. Like, I feel like you can get rid of a 0 here, and then 4 times 1, 4 times what? 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 5 is 20. 0, 0, 0. I think it's like that. Well, you can use a calculator. Alright, 21 times 25,000. Anybody have a calculator? No? Can you use your phone real quick? 525 with how many zero?
I'm not sure. I was just like half the least 25,000 you said?
525.
25,000 times
25 times.
25,000.
How many zeros?
3.
3 0. Alright.
Are we multiplying 21 times a million?
Say it again.
Are we multiplying 21 times a million?
Yes.
So what did I do?
I reduced the top and the bottom. I reduced the 1 million with 40. Anything on top, if they're multiplying together, anything on top can be reduced with anything at the bottom. But if you do 21 times a million divided by 40, you should get the same number. So try 21 times a million on top, and then divided by 40.
But can we do that? Like,
Yeah.
When we answer the question, or like,
Yeah.
Okay.
But we also want you to know anything on top you can reduce with anything, because you're going to be a teacher. So you need to know everything. Okay, so we're going to say Cheryl owed 21 over 40 million. You can write like that, or 525,000 of the business, right? So you can write the fraction of a million or the actual dollar amount for the business. Let's look at number 6. Yeah, number 6 is a good question for exam 2. You can do a picture to solve it. Ready? Okay. So number 6 say someone had already cut off part of a stick of butter, so Carol couldn't read it all, but the part that she could read was marked 6 tablespoons equal to 3/4 of a stick. How many tablespoons of butter are there in the whole stick? Anybody knows? You do? Okay. Good. Because there was one time I just changed this to the exam and I didn't really think much about it. I just changed random fraction and random tablespoon, and people were like, that's not true. I was like, I'm so sorry. I don't know. Because that's not how I count. Like, that's not the unit that we use, basically. Okay, so let's write down what we know. If you bake, you may know the answer already. Number 6, what do we know from the question? Okay, if you have your cell phone on the desk, please put it away or flip it at least, because it's going to distract you easily. What do you know? Again, tell me one more time.
There was 6 tablespoons.
6 tablespoons equal to 3/4 of a stick. Okay, and they need to find what?
How much was
the whole stick. Okay, so what can I draw for this? What kind of model can this be? Area model. Okay, so let's draw like kind of a stick of butter, but just the part that we know. So we know the part that left there, we can use a picture. And so this is what she see here. And what she sees is what? Is a 3/4 of a stick, which is the same as 6 tablespoons. Okay, that's all I see. I need to find one stick. What do you think I should do?
We'll find 1/4.
Yes, like that's always a good things to find, like find out what is 1 out of the whole. For this particular question, it's going to be 1/4, right? So how do I find 1/4? Yeah, you can pretend this is a number line. So like, so let's start with 0 here, right? 0 and 0 here. You just kind of have a 2 number line, they parallel to each other. Okay, so you say cut into what?
3.
She said 3. You agree with her? 3. Like, so that would be the question. Sometimes students have, do we cut it in 3 equal part or 4 equal part? Because they see the denominator is 4, right? But you only have 3 out of 4, so you cut it into 3 equal parts. So you have 3 out of 4 equal parts. I have a hard time writing, sorry. So we're gonna cut this into 3 equal parts, and then each part is going to equal to 1/4 of a stick, right? Okay. Like some of you have a very hard time cutting them evenly, so I may bring some ruler on the test so you can help yourself a little bit. Okay, so if I cut this into 3 equal parts, so about here, here. So sometime after I cut, I kind of use my finger. Is it about the same? Like that. So I'm going to do some dash line here. So this would be 1/4 and 2/4, right? Because it's kind of like a number line, right? So, and I can label this as 1/4 of a stick, 1/4 of stick, 1/4 of stick, so which is also the area model. Okay, so if I need the whole stick, then I need to what? And 1 more quarter, right? So I'm going to use my fingers again, so feel like about here, and then we're gonna add this part here. This is another quarter, so this would be my 4/4, which is 1 stick, right? And if this is 6 tablespoons, it means each quarter equal to 2. So we can double check this is 2, this is 4, then this would be 8 tablespoons. Are we okay? So this is the answer, this is the answer. So we can kind of show that we add 1/4 more to make a whole. So the whole thing would be 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 equal to 4 out of 4 is 2 tablespoons plus 2 tablespoons plus 2 tablespoons plus 2 tablespoons equal to 8 tablespoons. Something like that. So I'm going to write my answer statement. There are 8 tablespoons. I should spell it out. For 1 stick of butter. Are we okay? Questions so far. So the last 2 questions are pretty good candidates for exam questions because You can use picture to solve. They're pretty straightforward. Okay, number 7. I feel number 7 is a little bit more difficult. Number 7 said Jill was making fudge. The recipe called for 3/4 of a pound of chocolate. But Jill found that she only had 2/5 of a pound of chocolate. What part of recipe could she make? Sounds complicated, right? People were like, she should just go shopping, buy more chocolate. That would be a problem-solving skills, but that's not what they asked here. So let's just write down what we know first and see if that would help us to figure that out. Number 7. What do we know? Okay, it's calling for, which we need, right? 3/4 of a pound. Okay, and how much do you have? And she has 2/5 of a pound. So does she have enough to make one recipe? Because which fraction is bigger? The first one, how do you know the first fraction is bigger?
Yeah, it has more pieces than the whole.
Say it again.
It has more pieces, like, yeah, it needs only one piece to make it.
Okay. It looks like it's closer to the whole. Do you have other way to compare this? Say it again.
It's closer to 1.
This one look like closer to 1 than this, and somebody give me some other idea. If I am a kid and I don't understand that, give me another suggestion to compare them. One is, huh? She's sticking with that. Can you give me another thing that we did in the past?
One of them has bigger pieces.
Okay. So who has bigger pieces? The 4 have bigger pieces, okay. And how about using 1/2? Which one is smaller than 1/2? 2/5 is smaller than 1/2. Why is this smaller than 1/2?
Because half of 5 would be 2.5.
2.5 is half of 5, so this is smaller than 1/2. And how about this one? Bigger than 1/2 because half is 2/4. So one is bigger than 1/2, one is smaller than 1/2. So this one is bigger, right? And I don't have enough to make one recipe. Okay, so what do you think we need to do? What kind of operations? Say it again. You don't know. It's very hard to think for this because the fraction is like very confusing for us, right? So let's solve a similar problem. So be careful, okay? Say if I need or it call for 2 pounds and I have 10 pounds. So I changed the dynamic here. Do I have enough this time to make one recipe at least? Yes, I do, because I make it, I have more than enough, right? And how would you figure out how many recipe can you use for this? You will divide. So first of all, you figure out what operation. What divided by what? You have 10 pounds divided by each recipe need 2 pounds, right? Which means you can make 5 recipes. You're using what you have divided by what's called for, right? Is it okay? So I'm going to need to do the same thing here. What you have divided by what is it called for. The division of fraction is the hardest one for elementary school teacher and student both. So, okay, so let's look at this. What do I put there again? You have 2/5 is calling for 3/4. Okay, so let's do one of the strategy that we have learned before, which is what? common denominator? Let's try. So if I use common denominator, which I will probably put on the test, how do I do this one? The LCD for this one is going to be what? 20. So LCD equal to 20. Can you go ahead and try this for me? Get both of them at 20 as denominator and then divide straight across. This is a different question, just to show how it works. It's not from this question. It's just a similar problem. So you're gonna need to multiply something to get everybody have 20, and then you divide straight across. All right, let's look at this. You're gonna have 5 times what? 4. So same thing on top, and 4 times 5. Okay. So we're gonna have 8 over 20 divided by. So once you have the same denominator, we're gonna divide straight across. So 20 divided by 20, 8 divided by 15. So the bottom part become 1. The top part is 8 over 15. So 8 over 15 is my answer, right? So you can only make 8/15 of the recipe, which is a weird thing to figure out, but that's what they have here, right? But if I use the normal way to divide that, how do I divide that? If we started 2/5 divided by 3/4, I'm just checking the answer. So normally if it's a division of fraction, you change it to multiplication and flip the second one, so 4 over 3, right? So this is 2/5 here, and then top times top, bottom times bottoms, and then we get 8 over 15, so it's the same answer, right? So the answer statement will say you can make, or she can make 8/15 of the recipe. Okay. So division of fraction is considered the most difficult one for student and teacher both. So when you have fraction division, if it's possible, sometimes we do pictures, sometimes we try to solve a simpler problem to help us to set it up, okay? Like for this class, I think you need at least a C to be considered passing. So if your grade drop a little bit, like at this moment, you can still pull it up pretty easily because you can use part of the final to replace one exam grade. So everybody still have a chance to get an A. But if you score below a C for the class, I think you have to retake it. And if it's dual credit, it gets trickier. Because last semester we had one student couldn't make it and she cannot come back. So like if you need help, like let me know, but like in class try to focus and then try to take very good notes. And if I go really fast, which I know, I usually post the lesson video also, so like you can rewatch it and like practice some more, okay? Like Danielle is working as a tutor. She's still in this class. She's taking it, so she's not perfect. She doesn't know everything, but you can study together like a study group. So I would recommend that, or come see me. Normally Monday and Wednesday I have time after this class. All right, number 8. Let's look at number 8. So number 8 say after some trial, can somebody read number 8 for me? I have a hard time reading.
Fred found that he could fasten the thingamajig to the whatchamacallit in 3/7 of a minute. I that, right? How many cinema jigs could Fred fasten onto whatchamacallit in 3, 5 over 7?
Okay, so I don't know why they wrote it like that, but let's write down what we know. So see if we can figure that out. So what do we know?
We have
You can complete one of those. Oh, one in
3 over 7
3/7
of 1 minute.
of a minute. Okay, got it. And what else?
He wants to do it in about 3, 1 over 5 over 7.
Okay, this is the time he has, right? He has 3 minutes 5/7. Sorry, 3 and 5/7 of a minute. Okay. So let's estimate how many he can do, and then we try to figure it out. So hopefully our answer is not way off. If it takes him 3/7 of a minute to do one, for the whole minute, how many can he do? About. So 3/7 for one. If I give you 1 minute, he can finish how many? How many? 3/7 in 1 minute. Okay. One of you get the right answer. Huh? 3/07 do one. So when he do two, need how many 7? 6/7. So it's very close to 7/7, right? So about 2 per minute. Do you agree? Okay. So if 2 per minute, remember that, and he has 3 minutes, meaning he can do about 2, 4, 6, about 6, maybe more than 6 for 3 minutes, right? Is it okay? You have questions? Okay. About 6 for 3 minutes, and then he has some more, so maybe 8, maybe would be reasonable. Do you see that? So I'm thinking it out loud here. We are thinking and estimating. You can complete. Just now we say how many? Oh. Let's just say in 3/7 of minutes, which is just one, right? How about you can complete how many in about 1 minute? Earlier you say 2 per minute, and now you have 3, so it's kind of like
8.
Yeah, 3/7 plus 3/7 equal to 6/7 earlier, right? That's what we talk about. So I just write that out, that what we talk about. So we think we can complete about how many for the total time? About, earlier we say 6 to 7 for 3 minutes, right? So we feel that we should be able to do maybe 7, 8, or 9 for the 3 and 5/7 minutes. So this is just thinking out loud. It's not like really. But we want our answer to stay close to these numbers, right? If you get like 200 or 500 or 17, that probably is wrong, right? So it should be close to those numbers. Can we use a picture to solve? What can I draw for the picture? I can draw from 0 to how many minutes? About half minutes. Total time you have is what? 3 and 5/7. So let's go to the next whole number, which is 4 minutes. But I need to locate 3 and 5/7, which means each minute I need to cut it into 7, which is the math, right? But let's cut it into 4 equal parts first. So 1, 2, let's see, it's not going to work. 1, 2, 3. Okay, maybe a little bit bigger.
What if you cut it in half?
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me today. I should cut it in half first. She's right. And then half of a half. That would be a little bit better. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So after we have 4 each minute, we need to cut it into 7 equal parts, which is a little bit challenging. So probably 4 and then 3, like here. So 4 would be a little bit bigger than the size for 3. But count each one, make sure you have 7 between each minute, okay? I had very little sleep yesterday, so I'm not doing as well as I wanted to be. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, after you cut it, make sure each one has 7. Is that what we have? 7 between each minute. Double check it, because we need that to solve the problem. Okay, we have 7, so each thing that he did take how many 7? 3 7. So 3 7 here, right? I'm going to have an arrow for the first 3 7. I'm going to put 1 here and other 3 7. So keep going until we stop at before 3 and 5 7. So you should locate where it's 3 and 5 7. 3 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, right? So here is my 3 and 5 7. I have to not go beyond here, right? But each one of these will take 3 7 of a minute. Are we okay? How many did you get? I'm going to show you mine. If I cut 3 7 each time. You're not going to look at mine yet. Count how many you have. Oh, we did a good estimation. You have 9? Where did you stop? You have to stop before 3 and 5 7.
Oh shoot.
Did you go all the way to 4?
No, I didn't. I stopped there.
I only have 8. Okay, be careful, count it carefully.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, you didn't go all the way.
Yeah, but I only have 2 7 here.
Oh yeah. Never mind. Yeah, I
Oh.
see.
Okay, so you cannot go all the way here. You have to stop before that, unless you have 3 7. Okay. Okay, do everybody have 8? We're troubleshooting it now. I'm gonna say this is for minutes. You can complete 8 in total. So this is using picture, but can we do some kind of math? Can we do math? What kind of operation is this? Try to draw not too close together. It's very easy to make a mistake.
Oh, I think we made a mistake. Wait.
I think
No.
so. So each one should be 7, 7, 7. The last one you only have 5. You may have to rejoin. Did you go beyond 3 and 5, 7 though?
In total, you should have 28 little lines.
You may need to try one more time after class. So the other way is just like dividing, because it's like you have that much time and each take like certain amount of time, so it's a division problem. So we have totally 3 and 5 7 of a minute divided by each one take 3 7 minutes. So this is kind of what we did. We kind of did a repeated subtraction actually. We can do from this side too. Maybe that would be better. Anyway, how do I divide this if it's a regular way of division? You have to change it to multiplication and flip the second, but still that's going to be a problem, right? Because that's mixed fractions. So what do I do with that? Turn it into improper fraction, so you need to multiply and add. So this will turn the first fraction into what? 26 over 7 times 7 over 3 and sure. Yeah, I will reduce it because you just make the number so big. So it's going to be 26 divided by 3, which we can convert it. 26 divided by 3 is going to give me what? 3 times 8 is 21. Subtract 21, we get what? 24, thank you. 24, and then subtract 24, we're going to get 2. So 8 is your whole number, 2 is your numerator, 3 is your denominator. So it equal to whole number is 8, and then 2/3, which means you can only complete 8, right? The other one, you can only do 2/3 of it. You ran out of time. So again, division for fraction type of word problem probably is the hardest one. So may require some practice. And also the operation of fraction, you have to practice like how do you do multiplication, how do you do division, how do you do division with mixed fractions. Alright, questions? Okay, number 9 and number 10 could be on the test, I feel, so hopefully you can figure it out. Number 9 and number 10. So for number 9, it says three-fifths of the teacher at Commerce ISD has less than 4 years of teaching experience. If 60 teachers have more than 4 years of teaching experience, how many teachers are there at the school? They want you to use a picture to solve this. So we need to write down what we know first again. So let's try that. Number 9. What do we know? Okay, so we know 3/5 of the teacher with less than 4 years experience. Okay, what else? 60 teachers with more than 4 years experience. Right?
And it's asking how many teachers.
We want to know how many teachers what?
Unedited.
Total. All right. So I guess they figured this out in the middle of the semester, so nobody is exactly 4. It's either less than 4 or more than 4. The problem is like one is fraction, one is number, so we have to
Figure out what part of the function is
what fraction is this guy, okay? So we need to first found fractions of teacher with more than 4 years of experience. So if you have fraction and fraction, then you can figure out other things, right? How do I figure out what is the fraction here?
But I don't know it's 2/5.
She knows it's 2/5. How did she get 2/5?
Because the 3/5.
Because the 3/5, okay.
So you had 2/5. You make a whole.
A whole is going to be 5/5.
5/5.
Okay, so she's doing missing out, and I guess it's kind of like a subtraction thing. So if you use the whole, subtract the parts or like less than 4 years, then it's going to equal to the fraction for more than 4 years, right? So the whole is 1, subtracting 3/5, which is 5/5, like you said earlier, minus 3/5. So the fraction is going to be 2/5. So this is the fractions of teachers with more than 4 years experience, right? Which is the same as how many teachers? 60 teachers. Okay, so far we okay with this part. One is 3/5, so the other one would be 2/5 basically. It's a subtraction, sorry. I by mistake put an equal sign there. Okay. So once we know 60 teacher is the same as 2/5, how am I going to figure out 5/5? You need to figure out 1/5, and they told us to use a picture somewhere, so let's draw something. We can do area model, because I don't want to draw 60 teacher, okay? It's going to be too much. So I'm going to have a big box, because the denominator is 5, so I can cut it into 5 equal parts. So here, okay, that's my best attempt for 5 equal parts. And each part I can label it as 1/5. 1/5, 1/5, 1/5, 1/5, 1/5. Okay. And then we know here, at one point we figure out 2/5 is going to be 60 teacher. So if we know 2/5 equal to 60 teachers, can you somehow find out what is 1/5? It's going to be 30 teacher. How did you figure that out? Yes, 60 divided by 2 equal to 30. So we found out 1/5 is 30 teacher, and 30 here, 30 here. And double checking, this is 2/5 equal to 60. Okay, so if I double check 1/5 plus 1/5 equal to 2/5 equal to 60, right? So this is the part that was given to me. And then I can fill out the rest of them is 30, right? So they want us to find the total. The total is going to be 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5, right? Equal to 5/5 equal to 1, which is also the same as 30 plus 30 plus 30 plus 30 plus 30. Totally we have 150 teachers. So we know 60 is going to be more than 4 years. If they ask for less than 4 years, it's going to be 90 for the other part, right? So the other part would be 3/5 equal to 90. That's less than 4 years, right? But they only interested in the total for this question. So I'm going to answer there are 150 teachers in total. Something like that. We said we have a quiz on Monday, right? So the quiz on Monday. It's going to be one question, add or subtract, I don't know which one, with the area model. The other one is the subtracting 4 different ways for the mixed fractions. So make sure you study some. So be ready. Alright, so we have 3 more questions. Let's finish those. I was hoping we can review some other questions, but maybe we don't have that much time. Alright, the next question is very similar to what we just did, but slightly more difficult. So that would be a good question for the exam also. So number 10, we have Jane. Jane spent a quarter of her life as a girl growing up, a fifth of her life in college, and a half of her life as a teacher. She spent the last 4 years in retirement. How many years did she live? Use a picture to demonstrate. Okay, so let's write down what we know first. Number 9. Number 10. So what do we know?
She spent a quarter of her life.
Okay, girl equal to 1/4 of her life. What else?
1/5 of her life in
College.
college.
1/5. She worked as a teacher for half of her life. And then she retired 4 years. And they asked for
How many years did she live?
so she died.
Oh,
6 common. Sorry. Okay, so that's her whole life here. All right. So similar to the last question, they have fraction, 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 and then